Hello everybody, I am V. Radhasimha. Today's class, I am going to explain you about stereochemistry. First, what is stereochemistry? And we'll see the importance of stereochemistry. So, the study of stereochemistry focuses on stereoisomers, by which the definition, the ones which are having same molecular formula and they differ in the three-dimensional orientation of the atoms in the space. Such branch of chemistry is called stereochemistry. Now, understanding is importance of the stereochemistry. In all aspects of the modern organic chemistry, it is a great significant in the biological and the medicinal disciplines. The stereochemistry plays a very important role in the biological properties. So before understanding about the stereochemistry, stereoisomerism, we'll see about the isomers, their classification in detail. Okay, now what are isomers? If the compounds having same molecular formula, then they are called as the isomers. In case if they are not having the same molecular formula, they are not the isomers. So here, isomers are the compounds having same molecular formula. They are called as the isomers. And the compounds having same molecular formula, structural formula, and spatial arrangement will differ in the atoms and the groups. Along the carbon atom, such type of stereoisomers are called as the such type of compounds are called as stereoisomers. And the phenomenon is called as the stereoisomerism. Now, isomers with the same structural formula, but relatively they have a different arrangement of the atoms of the groups in the space are called as the stereoisomers. Now, in the stereoisomers, you are having different types. See, if the compounds have same connectivity, then they are the stereoisomers. If the compounds are not having the same stereo connectivity, then they are the constitutional isomers. So here coming to the constitutional isomers, same formula but different structure. Now, what are the constitutional isomers? Constitutional isomers are nothing but the structural isomers. They are otherwise called as the structural isomers. Here, constitutional isomers have same formula but they differ in the atoms that are connected. These are otherwise called as the structural isomers. These constitutional isomers are observed in the alkanes, and this phenomenon is observed in the alkanes. That phenomenon is called as constitutional isomerism. These structural isomers are further divided into four types. One is the chain isomerism. The second one is the functional isomerism. And the third one is the position isomerism. And the fourth one is the constitutional isomerism. Now, here in the constitutional isomerism, here as I have told you, here how you get the constitutional isomerism. They have the same formula but they differ in the way the atoms are connected. And when two or more, when two or more atoms having same formula, but they differ in the structure, they are the structural isomerism I have told you. And in this constitutional isomerism, you can see the rotation of the carbon single bond carbon. In the alkanes, you are having carbon single bond. All are the sigma bonds and they are single bonded in the alkanes. And here the constitutional isomers are obtained by rotation of the carbon single bond carbon. Now, and those are the constitutional and the structural isomers. These structural isomers are further divided into 4 types. As I've told you, one is the chain isomers. Here, the isomers which are having the same molecular formula, but they differ in the chain length. They are called as the chain isomers. And if the isomers having the same molecular formula, but they differ in the functional group, they are called as the functional isomers. Now, again, the isomers, if they are having same molecular formula, but they differ in the position of the atom or the groups, then they are called as the position isomers. And the fourth one is the metamers. These are also the structural isomers having same molecular formula, but they differ in the alkyl groups that are present beside the function. So these are called as the metamers. Now we'll have a look on in detail about the constitutional isomers. Generally, I have told you these are observed in alkanes. We'll take butane, the chemical formula. It is C4H2. Similarly to methyl propane, the molecular formula is C4H2. But you can see here, you can see the length of the chain length here. Here the chain length is 4, so you call it as butane. And here the chain length is 3, and another carbon, it is branched, and the other one is, it is branched. See, butane and 2-methyl propane. See, butane and 2-methyl propane. So in this two, you're having the chain length difference. So these are the chain isomers. These are the constitutional isomers or called as a structural isomers. But under structural isomers, this come under chain isomerism because there is difference in the chain length. The formula you can see, both of them are having C4H10. Here the formula is C4H10. Formula is same, but they differ in the structure. They differ in the chain length. So under constitutional structural isomers, these come under the chain isomers. Similarly, we can observe for ethanol. Here, ethanol and diethyl ether. You can see these two come under the functional isomers. Here I'm telling you, here ethanol and dimethyl ether. Both of them in the ethanol and dimethyl ether. Here you are having OH group. You are having the OH group. So you call it as here. Here. This is the OH group and this is the ether group. Both of them, the formula is same. You can see, you can notice the function here. Carbons are 2, C2. Here also the carbons are C2. Hydrogens are 6, H6, H6, and oxygen is 1. So therefore, the molecular formula is same, but they differ in the functional group. Here you are having the alcoholic function group. Here you are having the ether group, ROR. So these are functional isomers. Under constitutional or structural isomers, these come under the second category, that is functional isomers. So the first one is the constitutional isomers. These are the chain isomers. Now, this is the second one, that is the functional isomers. These two come under the functional isomers. Now, let us see the third one. The third one is the 1-chlorobutane, and you can see the 2-chlorobutane. 1-chlorobutane and 2-chlorobutane. Here we'll notice the carbon formula 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons. Here also the same 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons you're able to see. And the hydrogens are here 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. Here also the same. So C4H9. Here also the hydrogens 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. So here also the hydrogens are same. And coming to the chlorines. Chlorine. You are having chlorine 1 and here also you are having chlorine 1. So the formula I will see under this one 1-chlorobutane and 2-chlorobutane. The formula here 1-chlorobutane and 2-chlorobutane. The formula is C4H9. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, both of them. It is 1 chlorobutane, 2 chlorobutane. The formula is C4H9Cl. Both of them. C4H9Cl. Okay. So here it is the chlorine position is 1. Here the chlorine position is 2. So this comes under the positional isomerism. Now we'll see this pentane. Now we'll see this pentane. Pentane, here you can here have it C5. Here carbons are 5 in this pentane and the hydrogens are 12. Yeah, 6 plus 6, 12. And here in the isopentane, here the carbons are 5 and the hydrogens are 12. So C5H12, both of them are having the same molecular formula, but here the difference is in the carbon chain length. So these are the chain isomers. Now coming to this one, acetone and propionaldehyde, we'll see. In these two, you're having carbons are 3 and hydrogens are 6 and oxygen is 1. Similarly, in the propanaldehyde also, you're having carbons are 3, hydrogens are 6 and oxygen is 1. Both of them are having same molecular formula. But here, you're having the ketone group and this propanaldehyde, you're having the aldehyde group. So therefore, these are having same molecular formula, but they differ in the functional group. This is functional isomerism. Under constitutional isomerism or the structural isomerism, we are having 4 types. One is the chain isomers. As I've told you, here is one example, butane to methylbutane. They are having same formula, but they differ in the chain length. And similarly, pentane and isopentane also, you are having the same molecular formula, but they differ in the chain length. So pentane and isopentane also come under the chain isomerism. And the second type of category is functional isomerism. Ethanol and ether, same formula, but the functional group is different. So the ethanol and diethyl ether are the functional isomers. Now coming to the acetone and propanaldehyde, even these are the functional isomers. The formula is the same, but the functional group is different. Now let us see 1 chlorobutane and 2 chlorobutane. Here the formula is the same, but the position of the group is different. So this comes under the positional isomerism. Similarly, you're having the, in ethers, you can observe metamerism. The formula is same, but the alkyl group is different. Now, these are about the constitutional isomers. Now, we'll see how to draw the constitutional and structural isomerism. In the alkenes, you can observe this one. Here, example, we'll take C6H14. Okay, hexane. Here you can draw. Start connecting the carbons in the straight line. And then you draw the skeletons. Here, straight you have to draw. And the second one, the other way of drawing the 6 carbons is 1 carbon is getting branched. Okay. Similarly, you are having the carbon branch in the center. And similarly, the another type of branching is you are having 2 carbons are getting branched with the carbons. And the other way of branching also you are getting 2 carbons in 2 different carbons. Okay. So here, this is the way to draw the constitutional isomerism. So first, I have drawn all the 6 carbons in a straight chain. And the second one, I have given the branching to the second carbon and the third carbon. And the third possibility, fourth possibility, which I have seen is for the 2 carbons, for the same carbon, 2 carbons are branched. And the fifth type is the 2 carbons at 2 different carbons are drawn. Now, we have to draw the hydrogens. The valence is fulfilled in this way. So you get the same formula, C6H14. Yeah. Even for this structure, you are getting C6H14 once if you draw. And for the next one also, the third structure also, you are getting the same. And the fourth structure also, the formula is the same. And for the fifth structure also, you are getting the same. So these are the chain isomers. So N-hexane, C6H14, I have drawn N-hexane, normal hexane, straight hexane, and the second one is isohexane, Okay, to the second carbon I have given the branching, and the similar way to the third one, and neohexane. Okay, so these are the different ways of drawing the constitutional isomers. Now, here, these are the formula. Okay, now we'll see the same structure, how you're drawing the skeletal structure. Skeleton, just drawing the lines. That line will indicate, each corner will indicate a carbon atom, and surrounding hydrogens are not shown. This is the way to draw. Convert each carbon skeleton formula. Each blend and ends represent carbon atom. Whatever blend you are having and whatever end you are having, that is the carbon atom. And the carbon atom generally will have the hydrogens. Yeah, that is the way. Now, and for this one, you can draw this one. Okay. Imagine for the last structure also, this is the way to draw. I hope you have understood how to draw the skeletal structure. Okay, once again, I'm repeating. That is the way to draw. Each end will represent a carbon atom. Yeah, this is the way. Yeah, this is the way. Yeah, that is the way. I hope everybody have understood how to draw the skeletal structure for this constitutional isomerism. How to draw the constitutional chain isomerism, structural isomerism we have seen. And for this, the how to draw the skeletal structure also we have seen. Now, we have seen about the constitutional isomerism. Now, let us step into the stereoisomers. Structural isomerism has completed for us. As I've told you, compounds having same formula, they're isomers. If no formula, no question of discussing. They're not isomers. Now, in the isomers, if they have any connectivity, then they are the stereoisomers. If they don't have any connectivity, they are the constitutional isomers. And with no connectivity, I have discussed about the constitutional isomers. In these constitutional isomers, structural isomers, they are generally observed in the alkanes, constitutional isomers, and the different types, that is chain, functional, position, and metamers. I have seen with examples. And in this constitutional isomers, you can see by rotation, you can see in the alkanes. Alkanes are having carbon single bond carbon. They're having a sigma bond, and by rotating the sigma bond above the carbon and carbon, you get different isomers. Constitutional isomers you can change and see. So by rotation around the carbon single bond carbon. Now coming to the in this constitutional isomers, we can see for butane, 18 in the next class coming in the coming slide. I'm going to explain in detail about the constitutional isomers. Now we'll see about the stereoisomers. What are stereoisomers? The compounds that can be converted about the single bonds. Here in this constitutional, again, if you can rotate around single bond, then they are the having same molecular formula, they are having connectivity, they differ in their way the atoms are arranged in the space. Stereoisomers having same formula, but they differ in the spatial arrangement of the atoms. Then they are the stereoisomers. Now, if we can rotate them around the carbon single bond carbon, then they are the conformational. In case if you can't rotate them, they are configurational. Now we'll see conformational isomers. So in this constitutional, yeah, it's over. And now coming to the stereoisomers, conformational isomerism. What are conformational isomers? So conformational isomers or the conformers are the rotational isomers or the rotomers. Generally, we observe these in the alkanes. Okay. Constitutional, you can see in the constitutional, you are having the structure we can see in the alkenes. These constitutional isomers you can see in the different function groups, different compounds, that is alcohols, ethers, everything. Constitutional, I'm telling constitutional can be observed in everything. Along with alkenes, we can see in different compounds, that is alcohols, ethers, ketones, aldehydes. So alkanes, everywhere you can see. And conformational isomers are observed only in the carbons having single bond. That is in the alkenes you can observe. Okay, so stereoisomers, these are produced by rotation above the single bonds again, and they are rapidly interconvertible at room temperature. Now we'll have a deep look into the conformations isomers of alkanes and the cycloalkanes. Now, conformations of the ethane. Here, ethane formula it is carbon C2H6, carbon single bond carbon, and each carbon is having tetravalency. One is bonded with the carbon and the other three is with the hydrogens. So CH3 bond CH3 is ethane. Generally, conformation isomers are observed in alkanes because you can rotate them around the carbon single bond carbon. Now, the structures of the ethane. You are having staggered conformation of ethane and you are having eclipsed conformation of ethane. Newman scientist has given the staggered conformation and the eclipsed conformation. Here the staggered conformation, if you see, the front CH3 is visible and the back CH3 is also visible. The carbon is behind the carbon. Here you can see, here this is the carbon atom. This is the carbon atom. And exactly there is a bond another carbon atom and behind the C1. Here we'll numbering this is C1 and this is C2. And C1 carbon and the H3s are all visible. Exactly for C1, behind the C1, there is another carbon that is C2 carbon and it is having hydrogens. So the hydrogens are all visible. They are in the staggered position. You can see all the six hydrogens of the ethane. So this is Newman projection. This is Newman projection. Now, eclipse conformation. Slightly if you rotate, you get the exactly one hydrogen behind the other. Carbon 1 behind the carbon, H1 behind H1, H2 behind H2, H3 behind H3. Okay, so that is the Newman projection. These two are the Newman projections. Staggered conformation of the ethane and eclipsed conformation of the ethane is given by Newman. So in the staggered conformation, we are able to see all the six hydrogens. In the Newman projection, exactly if you rotate, still more rotate, you can't see the hydrogens and behind carbon and its hydrogens cannot be visible. Only the front side carbon and the hydrogens are visible. This is eclipsed conformation. Now, Sahar's projections you are having. Sahar's you are having two types of projections. One is a cis, the other one is a trans. One hydrogen, here you can see. Here, this is the Y position. This is the reverse Y position. Okay, so this hydrogen is opposite to this hydrogen. This hydrogen is opposite to this hydrogen. And this hydrogen is opposite to this hydrogen. So almost all the hydrogens are opposite to one another. Here you're having the carbon and behind this another carbon, single bonded. And front you can see a reverse Y. Okay. And back side you are having Y position. In this way, H1, here you can see H1 is opposite to another H1. Next, H2 is opposite to another H2. H3 is opposite to another H2. Okay, so this is the trans isomer of the Sahar's ethane structure. Sahar's has given the trans structure for ethane. Now, Sahar's has given the cis structure also. Cis structure. Here you can see the cis structure. This carbon 1, carbon 2 are one behind the other. Again, H1 is behind another H1. H2 is behind another H2. H3 is behind another H3. Okay, so this is the conformations. These are the conformations of the ethane. So ethane, it is having, you're able to see, ethane, it is having 4 structures, Newman projections, 2 projections are there, that is staggered conformation and eclipsed conformation. And ethane, here Sahar's has given another 2 structures. One is the trans, the other one is the cis. Now coming to the stability. Staggered is more stable than eclipsed because staggered almost all the hydrogens are quite distant a bit. Therefore, staggered conformation is stable than eclipsed conformation. Eclipsed, you can observe some repulsion, hydrogen behind hydrogen. So there is some repulsion. Similarly, in the Sawhorse projections, cis is less stable, trans is more stable. In the trans, we are having all the hydrogens in the opposite direction. Therefore, this is the stable structure. Now, we'll see the conformations for the butane. Butane, the formula you're having C4, okay, C, H10, C4, H10. This is the way. Now, this two hydrogens, these two carbons are the rotating axis. And these are the three groups around for the carbon. Two are the hydrogens and one is the methyl. Now we'll see the staggered structure for the butane and the eclipse structure for the butane that is given by Newman here. See, exactly staggered conformation, methyl group is opposite to another methyl group. Carbon behind the carbon, methyl is opposite to methyl. H1 of one carbon is opposite to H1 of the second carbon. H2 of the second carbon and H2 of the carbon 1 are opposite. So this is the stable conformation. Staggered conformation of the butane is stable conformation of the Newman projection. Now coming to the eclipse, CH3 is behind CH3, H1 is behind another H1, and H2 is behind another H2. So this is, here you can observe repulsion and less stable compared to the staggered conformation. Now we'll see the conformations of the Sawhorse, butane Sawhorse conformations. Butane Sawhorse conformations, you are having CH3 is opposite here. This is Y position and this is reverse Y position. This is Y position and this is reverse Y position. Okay, Y position and reverse Y position. Here you can see CH3 is opposite to CH3, H1 is opposite to another H1, H2 is opposite to another H2. Okay, so therefore, this is the stable conformation. Now coming to the cis position, Sawhorse cis position, cis isomer of the butane. CH3 is behind CH3, H1 behind H1, H2 is behind H2. So therefore, this is the a bit unstable compared to the trans. Okay. Now similarly as that of ethane, even butane is having conformations. Butane has Newman conformations, that is staggered and eclipsed. In that, staggered is stable than eclipsed. Similarly, in butane, it is having two Sawhorse structures. Here, one is the trans, the other one is the cis. Trans is more stable than the cis. You know why? Here, trans, it is opposite Y, both the Y's are opposite, and here you can see this Y positions are same positions, reverse Y position, same. Okay, CH3 opposite to CH3, H1 opposite to H1, H2 is opposite to H2. Therefore, this is stable. And in the cis conformation, CH3 behind CH3, H1 behind H1, H2 behind H2. So here this is less stable. These are the conformations of the butane, conformation isomers for the butane. I hope everybody have understood this conformation isomerism. And now we'll see the configurational isomerism. Configurational isomerism is this isomerism, is the isomerism at the double bond. Yeah, 100%. So if it is having double bond, the configurational isomerism, again it is divided into two terms. If it is a double bond or if it is in the triple bond. If it is in the double bond or triple bond, then that is geometrical isomerism. If the isomerism is not having any double bond, then that is optical isomerism. Now, if the isomerism it is having double bond, then that is double bond or triple bond. Then that is geometrical isomerism. In case if it is not having any double bond or triple bond, then that is optical isomerism. Okay, now first, configurational isomers are the stereoisomers that do not readily convert at room temperature. Okay, and they can be separated. They're not interconvertible at room temperature, but they can be separated. Such type of isomers are called configurational isomers. Now we'll see geometrical isomers. What are geometrical isomers? These are the configurational isomers that differ in the spatial arrangement around the bond with restricted rotation. Previously, what I've told you, for conformational isomers, there is no restriction here. For conformational isomerism, there is no restriction of the rotation. But for configurational isomerism, there is some restriction of the rotation. Okay. Now, here for conformation, here there is your interconvertible because it is having single bond and you are able to rotate. Okay. Now, for the geometrical, once if you see, there is a restriction because due to presence of the double bond between the carbon and carbon or triple bond between the carbon and carbon, they are restricted for the rotation in this configuration. So if it is double bond or triple bond, then that is configurational, and if it is double bond or triple bond, the spatial rotation, it is restricted, then they are the geometrical isomers. Now we'll see geometrical isomers. In the geometrical isomers, cis-trans isomers, in these geometrical isomers, you are having cis and trans compounds with the double bond. Here, geometrical rotation. If the carbon double bond carbon, the atoms or the groups are on the same side, then that is cis. If atoms or the groups are on the opposite direction for the C double bond C or C triple bond C, then that is trans isomer. Okay, I'm repeating what is cis and trans. See, configurational isomers, if there is restricted rotation, then that geometrical isomers. If there is no restricted rotation, then that is the optical isomers. Now we'll see if there is a restricted rotation, why and what are the type. That is geometrical isomerism. The carbon double bond carbon, it is having restricted rotation due to the double bond. Similarly, carbon triple bond carbon, the atoms around the carbon atoms, double bonded and triple bonded carbon atoms, are restricted for the rotations. That is, they are having restricted rotation due to the triple bond of the double. They are the geometrical isomers. Now, in that geometrical isomerism, you are having cis and trans. The cis isomers, what are the cis isomers? What are the cis geometrical isomers? For carbon double bond carbon, if same type of atoms or groups are on the same side, then they are the cis isomers. In case if the same type of atoms or the groups are on the opposite side for the carbon double bond carbon or carbon triple bond carbon, then they are the geometrical isomers. Now we'll see cis, as I've told you, substituents on the same side of the double bond or triple bond. They are the cis isomers. For the more complex molecules, what you do, you're not having any same type of groups. That compound is having different types of groups. For example, C double bond C, you're having one is a chlorine, one is a OH group, one is a hydrogen, and one is a nickel. At the time, you need to give the priority for the groups. And then you have to name as a cis and trans. Now, what is a trans isomer? The compounds that are having same substituents on the opposite side of the double bond. If the same substituents are on the opposite side, same substituents or groups on the opposite side of the double bond or triple bond, then they are the trans isomers. For a complex molecule, if there are different types of groups, what you do is you have to give the priority, and thereby you have to choose the cis and trans isomer. Thereby you have to give the naming of the cis and trans isomer. Now we'll see compounds with bonds in a ring. Cis isomers, same substituents on the same side of the ring. For a ring, yeah, I've told you C double bond C. If there is a ring and it is having unsaturation, then how can you name? If same substituents on the same side of the ring, then they are the cis. If same substituents on opposite side of the ring, then they are the trans isomers. Okay. Here we can see the example. Carbon double bond carbon. Here the chlorine atoms are there. So this is the cis isomer. Hydrogens between the C double bond C, the two chlorine atoms are on the same side, and the hydrogens are on the same side. Two chlorines above, two hydrogens are below. Now this is trans. Here the one chlorine is above the plane, the other chlorine is below the plane. Similarly, hydrogens are above the plane and below the plane. That is a trans. Cis 1,2-dichloroethane. Trans 1,2-dichloroethane. Now you can give jet. Even this can be called EZ nomenclature can be given. You can otherwise call as, if it is of same side, then Jusaman jet. If it is in the same side, Entajetin will have to be E 1,2-dichloroethane. Now we'll see. Yeah, later on in the alkenes we'll see. If two carbon atoms of the double bond are having identical substituents, there is no cis trans isomerism for that molecules. Yeah. 1,1 dichloro. Yeah, same substance. You can't rotate it. So you can't change the position. Yeah, as in you do see, if two carbons, if one of the two carbons of the double bond has identical substituents, there is no cis and trans isomerism. Now, this is the way we'll see, and cis, naming the cis and trans compound, we'll see. Trans 3, 4. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons. Hept. It is having double bond. It is heptane. It is having double bond, so you call it as the heptane. And similarly, for this one also the same. Octane 1. The longest chain you have to take. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. So here it is octane. Here, these two chlorines are on the opposite side. Therefore, you call it as trans. Okay, this is heptene and the position is on the third carbon here. Anyway, whichever you take. CH3, CH2, CH2, C, double bond C, bond CH2, CH2. Between C double bond C, here, you can see the isomers. This complete one is one group and this complete one is one group. Between these two C double bonds, these chlorines are opposite and these two groups are opposite. So therefore you call it as the trans 3,4-dichloroheptane. Next, here also between these two C double bonds C, you can see this is one type of group and this is one. Here, this is one group and this is second. And here this is one group and this is the second. These two groups are on the same side, methyl group and methyl group. Therefore, these two methyl groups are on the same side. You call it as the cis. Yeah. These two are on the same side. These two are not same groups, but still the same groups are on the same side. You call it as cis. So these are the examples of the geometrical isomers. I hope everybody have understood. So everybody have understood my class today. So what I have discussed today's class is about the isomers. So I have discussed about the isomers, and tomorrow's class I'm going to explain you about the. So today's class I have explained completely about the stereoisomers, what are isomers, and in that isomers the classification, what is constitutional isomers, see, and then after the structural isomers and then stereoisomers, and completing the stereoisomers. Again in the constitutional, you are having chain, functional, position, metamers we have seen, and coming to the stereoisomers we have seen the constitutional isomers, stereoisomers we are having again two types, conformational and configurational. And conformational isomers I have explained for the alkanes, and configurational isomers, in that configurational isomers We have seen the geometrical isomerism and what is cis and what is trans we have seen. I hope everybody have understood my class. And tomorrow's class I'm going to continue the same isomerism. Thank you, everybody.